why is the C-Snip organization so important to our community? It's important because they directly help reduce the overpopulation of cats and dogs. Overpopulation is a huge problem in West Michigan. According to PETA, most animal control welfare agencies spend a bulk of their budgets on capturing, accepting, sheltering, feeding, inoculating, and adopting their animals, and in euthanizing and disposing of the bodies of the unclaimed or unplaced animals. By increasing the number of cats and dogs getting spayed or neutered, C-Snip is directly reducing the euthanasia rates at our local shelters. Although the Kent County Animal Shelter and Humane Society of West Michigan require spaying or neutering for adoptable cats and dogs, the overpopulation problem leads many of the unwanted pets to go to those agencies to begin with. Since 2001, C-Snip has dramatically reduced the number of euthanized cats and dogs in the West Michigan area. On the bright side, the C-Snip organization provides accessible, high-quality spaying and neutering. If there are 70 million stray dogs and cats in just the United States, imagine the world problem. To put this in perspective, in 1 year, up to 8 million of these cats and dogs are dumped at shelters, according to PETA. Statistics show that across the country, 20,000 animals show up at shelters each day. To break it down further, that's one cat or dog showing up at a shelter every 2 seconds. According to PETA, one cat not being spayed has about 2 litters per year, averaging 6 cats. If none of those cats get spayed, the problem further multiplies. So over the span of 1 year, one cat can end up being 12 cats, including their litters. In 1 more year, that would be 70 cats, and a year after that, it would be nearly 400 cats. Unfortunately, 70% of the overpopulation of cats and dogs will end up being euthanized. The C-Snip surgical facility employs multiple veterinarians. This, combined with a solid scheduling system, is designed to reduce the cost tied to getting cats and dogs spayed or neutered. In 1998, a group of veterinarians started dreaming about an organization that could help West Michigan with the overpopulation problem for cats and dogs. C-Snip is so efficient that they are able to perform 50 to 70 surgeries per day, 4 days a week. Taking care of a cat or dog that is spayed or neutered means not having to deal with them going into heat, and that makes it easier for the human, while offering a healthier life for the animal. So by 2001, with countless hours of planning and getting the community on board, C-Snip started a mobile, high-volume, low-cost spay-neuter operation. But the need for the service surpassed the capabilities of the mobile operation. So in 2006, C-Snip opened their doors to the community from a permanent location located in Kentwood. Fixing dogs is a proven way to prevent multiple forms of cancer. Neutering helps keep male dogs from running off. Fixing cats and dogs also helps them live a lot longer. The cost of fixing a cat or dog is much cheaper than feeding 5 or 6 cats. Luckily, our community offers low-cost spay and neuter options, and that's C-Snip. In my personal experience with C-Snip, I was experiencing a tough time financially, but I understood that they were a low-cost organization near me, so I gave them a call to see about getting my dog spayed. When I told them I had a pit bull, the woman scheduling the surgery offered me a discount because of my low income and because of the breed of my dog. The Pet Foundation, she explained, offered grant money to people in situations like mine. So it only costed me $45 instead of $95, and that is already really a lot less than my regular veterinarian who is going to charge $300 for the same surgery. So I got $50 off because of the wonderful grant that the Bissell Pet Foundation offers to pit bulls. So up next, I'm going to show you a little clip, and then we will understand the impacts of why it is so important to spay and neuter.
Now.
So you just got this little lady, and you've heard it's a good idea to spay or neuter your animals. But what difference can one little kitten make? Is it even worth it? Let's find out. In the U.S. alone, there are over 70 million stray dogs and cats. And every year, up to 8 million of these animals are dumped at shelters across the country. That's 8 million, which means over 20,000 animals showing up each day, or about 15 since you started watching this video. That might not be a problem if there were 8 million good homes for these animals, but there aren't. And while some of the animals find homes, as many as 70% of them will have to be euthanized. So how does one little cat add up to such a huge problem? Suppose this little girl gets pregnant, averaging 2 litters a year with about 3 kittens per litter. A year later, where there was just 1 cat, now there are 12. In another year, there'll be almost 70, then 370. In 7 years, you've got 370,000 cats. That's why it's so important to make sure your cats and dogs are spayed or neutered. It also helps prevent multiple forms of cancer, helps keep males from running off, and helps them live longer. And if you're concerned about cost, don't be. Not only is the cost of spaying 1 dog a lot less than feeding 5, but most communities offer low or no-cost spay or neuter programs. Look online or call 1-800-248-SPAY to find your nearest low-cost clinic. There's no better or easier way to help fight overpopulation than having your animals spayed or neutered. It means an easier life for you, a healthier life for her, and a better future for animals everywhere.
There is no better way to fight the amount of cats and dogs being euthanized than to just spay or neuter and help with the overpopulation. By increasing the number of cats and dogs getting spayed or neutered, C-Snip is directly reducing euthanasia rates at our local shelters. So why is C-Snip so important? What they have done in 20 years' time, this breaking the cycle, C-Snip has effectively broken the cycle for more than 160,000 cats and dogs since they opened in 2001. That's fantastic. So first I shared the severity of the overpopulation problem that leads to the amount of euthanized cats and dogs. Then I talked about how the C-Snip organization reducing the number of cats and dogs being euthanized and how impactful that is in our area. And finally, I explained my personal experience with the grant funding that gave me the ability to afford getting my pit bull spayed at C-Snip. Thank you.